Hello, everybody. How are all of you guys doing? We have a different show today. We're at a different time. We're in a different environment. We're on the laptop. It's a whole different day than it has been the last few days. Let's see. I can't. Are you guys commenting? Because I don't see anything popping up on the live stream or the Streamlabs tabs that I have going. Also, how is the wind and all of that stuff? Is it garbagey? Oh, okay, there we go. Sons of Liberty's in the house. John Litzy, how's it going? Brazilian chicks have upside down heart shaped. What? What are you guys? Victor, how's it going, Victor? Murdoch fans, press 14. Yeah, so we're in a different environment. I feel like the show, we've kind of worked out a lot of kinks. I have, I think the network should be better. I'm not on my phone because I have this going. A lot of people in my house are like not really on their phone or they're asleep. So the connection should be fine. If there is a problem though, I want you guys to scream it so I know what's going on and hopefully I can come up with a solution. Hey man, thanks for letting me let the talk. Omar last night. I love how he ran away saying that's all fake news. Victor spreading the truth as usual. Well, actually, John, I wouldn't even say that it was me letting you do anything. Technically, Omar took the stream from me. So he was the one that put himself there. PC, welcome. I think, are you new? How much of a delay is there in comments? Test. I don't know. You posted that and I read it real quick. It might be like a 30-second delay. I don't know how to fix that. If anyone knows, they're a live stream expert. Talk to me more. How's it going, James? And then Bruno. Guys, check out Bruno. He has some videos that are really good. So Bruno, I'll allow you to drop links. As long as you guys are cool with me, I'll be cool with you guys. 15 seconds delay. Is that bad? I'm kind of a boomer when it comes to like technology, so try to bear with me here. Progressive. Yeah. If you want to send me a link on the Discord to your channel, I could post that in the description of my videos. I don't know how many people would watch it because my channel's still relatively small since I'm building it up. James, what's up? All right. Yeah, so I wanted to, let's see, what we're going to talk about. Yesterday was fun. General Flynn was a good guy. From a lot of the stuff I've seen, he seemed kind of like a stoic-y guy, who's this? Castimulate? Are you new? You seem new. I hope you get out for a proper live stream, St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, I was hoping to do that, but I'm trying to be realistic here. I've promised you guys that I would give you guys content Friday through Sunday, and I don't want to go out somewhere and then all of a sudden the connection's garbage because all the places I want to go to are near the water and those areas tend to have bad service. So I figured I'll do a quick, chill live stream with you guys, do a little like talk show for like an hour or so. And then after that, then we could, then I'll go somewhere, and if the connection is good, then I'll try to live stream, talk to people, ask them questions about like, I don't know, indentured servitude and Trump. I don't know. It would have to be about St. Patrick's Day, something along those lines. I also have to watch out for my computer because it's only at like 36%. So it's like dropping quick. So I'm like, the stream might have to end sooner just because it might die. It's Kate's. Okay, I'll call you Kate. Wait, Kate? Do I know a Kate? I don't know. You guys are always changing your accounts and your names constantly because everyone's getting, censored. So it's difficult to remember who's who. Irish being sold. I actually think we should bring back servitude. I don't see a problem with it. I mean, think about it. It's a way to get out of debt, right? So all these college students, if you want to go to college, then if you want to pay it off, if you can't go bankrupt, then you would just go into servitude for somebody. So what are you, David? Conservative Republican? When it comes to ideology, I would consider myself a libertarian nationalist, if that makes sense. So basically, when it comes to my country and my people, I believe we, we come first before anyone else. And I'm also just a basic libertarian in the way that I'm socially liberal and fiscally conservative. So I would say that that's what my mindset is in a nutshell. Yeah, if you guys join the Discord, you guys, can have more. We can have more conversations on a personal level like this. The Ohio Norseman, how's it going? I live by a college. People done fell off a balcony. We are alt-right or all-right or alt-right. We need a strong leader, though. I don't know. You guys need to. Everyone needs to. For every single movement, you need to have a solid ideology that everyone can agree on, and you have to put people that are smart, have high verbal IQs, that look clean. I mean, there's a reason why they're pushing David Hogg more so than that skinhead communist lesbian, right? Even though she has more followers, they're still pushing David Hogg more because he tends to be better for optics. I gotta spell better. Yeah. You guys also have to join the Discord so we could chat more when we're off stream. We could do strategies. We could talk about content that can be made. We could talk about things we can do. There's not a lot of us, guys. There's not a lot. We got to stay together, the ones that are. Like, just in California in itself, there's not a lot of Trump supporters out here. Trust me, I go to Harvard, so I know that there's not a lot of young people that are Trump people, but there are some out there, and the ones that are high-quality people. So we have no choice but to put the high-quality people out there, and that's why we're really good at slaying the low-quality one, you know? David, you do realize Hitler was pure evil and he was a nationalist. It's good to love your country, but you see where it can lead. Anything could lead badly. Anything. We're seeing liberalism and where it leads if you go pure liberalism. Like, everything can go bad. Everything. Everything could work and everything could go bad, basically. Like for monarchies, for example. A monarchy can work, right? But you need the right leader. You need the Augustus. You need the Julius Caesars. But if you have the Neros or the Caligulas, then it doesn't work. So it's just one of those things where it's like a hit or a miss, I think, when it comes to nationalism. But I think for the most part, I think it only makes sense, like, even on a philosophical level. Like, why would you not like your own people or your own nation or your own country? Like, if you are part of the Olympics and you go and you make all your money here, let's say Yao Ming, for example. You're Yao Ming, you make all your money here. He might even be married to an American. But then you go to China, to represent your country, and then they win. It doesn't really matter how they do. That just makes it worse. But you go to your home nation to represent them, you should be kicked out of this fucking nation. Because I mean, that's like, you're with your wife, but then, like, when it comes to high school reunion, you go out with your ex-girlfriend. It's like, I think your wife is going to have a problem with that, right? And I think it makes sense. If it were me, if I was emperor, I'd say, you're out, dude. See ya. That's your true loyalty right there. You're out. Bye-bye. Just look at the immigration in the past. It basically said you had to disavow the nation you were from. There's no American flag and Mexico flag. There's only American flag. Otherwise, you don't like it, get the fuck out of here. Only one language. Otherwise, get the fuck out of here. That's how it's been. And then, I really see it because my generation, like, trust me, guys, I was not thinking this way when I was a normie. Not even slightly. So, how you feel about the Turner Diaries? I don't know anything about that. Yeah, this is probably one of those books that there's certain books out there that people just scream to read constantly, but I'm not much of a reader, which is the problem. Uh-oh, some Discord drama going on in here. Oh man, I love it. I love it. Some drama. Uh, it's kind of cold out here, guys. Yep, you see what I mean? Right there. See what I mean? Victor knows exactly. You're wearing a free speech sweater after what you just said, getting kicked out over something you say or don't believe in is not freedom. It's not over what he said. It's about what he did, right? So he went and represented a different country. And obviously he left our country to go practice with that team. So he left our country to go help another team beat his supposed country. So it has nothing to do with him saying anything. It has to do with his actions. You know, in my opinion, if someone rapes a kid, I don't think they should have human rights anymore because that's not what humans do. But I have a different nuanced perspective on most things that most people don't. David, do you know anything about Jeff Dial, the guy taking on Shiva to run against Pocahontas? I think I met him yesterday. No, I don't know. I mean, he seems like a clean-cut guy. So, I mean, as long as he's right-wing, I'll support him. I don't even need to look at anything about him. I'll just support my side. That's how it should be. You know, people on our side are just, oh, well, what's his thoughts on abortion? It's like he could believe in everything you do, but if there's one thing you don't like, oh, I'm not voting for him. It's like, oh, I wonder why the whole country's blue. Maybe it's because people on the right have a stick stuck up their ass and people on the left just collectively do what they're told. You know, we need a little bit more of that on our side. That's why I bring up the whole nationalist part. I just keep looking at the battery right now. It's at like 24%. It should be fine, but I mean, the stream's only been up, like 9 minutes or something, maybe 19 minutes. I'm just wondering because I don't want this to be like a half an hour stream. So I wonder if it gets really bad, if I should go back inside and then charge it. If it gets to 10%, I guess I'll do that. What's your opinion on the JQ? I don't know. I've talked to a lot of people about that because they love talking about it. It's impossible to get away from it. But I would say that from all the Andy Worski streams, everyone agrees, including the classical liberals, that Jews are in positions of power. You know, like the media, academia, Hollywood, just basically anywhere you get information from, that's where they're there. So everyone agrees with that statement. So the statement would be, are Jews using tribalism to get there? Or are they, so basically, are they there because of natural reasons or are they there because of unnatural reasons? Like, is it organic or unorganic? So tribalism would be, so are they, you know, that's the kind of question. And so I've seen some debates. It's impossible for me to answer a question and look at you guys' shit. So don't think I'm ignoring it. It's just I'm trying to answer a question and then get on to another question. So Jews have high IQs, and then I've heard Fuentes say that there's other groups with higher IQs than them, like I don't know. There's some other group that's IQs higher than them. So he was saying, oh well, if it's just based off high IQs, then there would be these other groups there. So that was trying to argue for tribalism. I would say that Asians have very high IQs. And you don't see a lot of Asians in media or academia or Hollywood, especially Hollywood. I don't see a lot of Asians. There's a lot of Asians here, and a lot of them have high IQs, and they bring in a lot of wealth. And they're not in these fields. So it just kind of makes me wonder, Asians are the highest IQs. I'm just going from what other people have said. I've checked IQ scores and it had Asians at the top, but I haven't seen the data saying Asians are at the top, but I've heard a lot of people say that they are. So I'm just going based off these assumptions. But I don't know if it's organic or inorganic. I know I'm just saying that if IQs leads you into these professions, why isn't there any Asians there? Because I don't see any of them. What's up, Zeus? Laxative tester, how's it going? Jews have high verbal IQs. Yeah, I've heard some other people say that they have really, really high verbal IQs, and that's why you see them in these positions of power. But then at the same time, there's a lot of dumb like Anderson Cooper. I think he's Jewish, And he does a lot of stupid shit. Like, a lot of these guys who have apparently super high IQs do a lot of dumb shit. So, I mean, I'm not really the person to go to about these things. You know, they're the Worski streams are the most educational. Like, probably follow Frame Games Radio. He's a Jewish guy that talks about the JQ a lot. There's other people out there that talk about it. I just know the surface stuff. I don't get into it. Like, if you guys have information, send it to me. But I'm not going to read a whole book, you know, hundreds of pages about, you know, this stuff. Doom guy versus Master Chief. Who's a more badass? Are you talking about that video where they did like a fight? It was the battle. What was it called? There's like a YouTube channel where they do battles between each other. I don't know much about Doom guy, so I would think Master Chief would stomp him. Do you listen to Dr. Steve Tully? That last name sounds familiar, but no, I don't listen to him. Zeus, the alt-right, are so retarded. They have thousands of retards saying the same shit. I couldn't read the rest because it went off, but... Reed Bear, since it's all in caps. I think I know what you're talking about. You posted something in the Discord, right? I'm probably gonna read that. See, look, guys, I'm a visual learner. I've done athletics my entire life, so if it's visual, I can do it. If there's pictures, I can do it. You know, if it's some boring ass book. Yeah, some boring ass book reading is gay. You know what? Some people like reading. Like Fuentes, that's his kind of weightlifting. For others, weightlifting is weightlifting, you know? So, it's kind of cool I got this thing on because it's black so I can see your guys' comments. I didn't even think about that. All I knew is that I thought it'd be fun to do it outside and I wanted a jacket to stay warm. Yeah. You'll never be as smart as Nick. I don't really want to. John, you know what? That life sounds a lot better than college. College is pretty gay unless you drop a lot of money. Yeah, college is not that fun. You have to pay probably, like, if you really wanted fun, you'd probably have to go to like USC or something, and then you'd probably have to dorm there. So basically, you'd be one of those kids that's getting like $100,000, and then you'd probably want a degree that gives you a lot of time. So some bull crap degree, so that you have time to party and make friends and all of that kind of stuff. And then you'll probably have fun there. Otherwise, it's probably like a waste. New Pliskin, how's it going? Did you catch the IRL Blood Sports at UCLA? It was pretty hilarious. No. I mean, I would love to jump in on that stuff. I mean, I live in LA, so I mean, I would like to be a part of it. But to the people that are in my circle, they know that you know. Hey, look, if you guys want me to be part of that kind of stuff, you got to hound these people. If you're on an Andy Worski stream, just get on there and say, "Hey, have the white elephants on. Have the white elephants on." They brought, you know what, they've been bringing my name up. I mean, not on Worski, but they did on a certain someone's channel that stole their idea, so it might as well be, right? St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, so to you guys, I wanted to do this stream because I didn't know if I can do the stream later, because I just don't want to show up somewhere, do the stream, and then the service is garbage, and then you guys are pressing F constantly. So I thought I'll do something small here today to show you guys that I am being consistent and I'm putting out content like I said I would. And if I go out there, I'll try to do it. And if I can, then cool. Let's party. Let's go talk to some people about indentured servitude and all that stuff. If not, well, at least I put something out. Man, you guys are like full power today. Oh, it just got colder too. I was gonna wear this cool little like green shirt with like a tuxedo on it, and it's green, but it's so cold right now. And I'm wearing this jacket, and I could feel it. So I'm thinking I'm probably gonna be wearing this all day. Actually, what is that flat Earth debate on Andy's? Who does? Abraham Ally, welcome. welcome to all the new people. If you guys can sub, I'm a live streamer. I do this all the time. I'm also with the Red Elephants, but we're banned, so this is my personal channel. So if you guys can sub, I do this every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Gotta read the super chats? What do you mean? There's no super chats. I mean, on my computer, it actually reads it. David, what happened to the suit? It's in my house. It's in my house. Oh. Why, you want me to wear a suit every single stream? Stephanie Rodriguez. Hello, welcome. Sub if you haven't subbed. I'm trying to hit 10K is my goal with my personal channel. Also, would you guys like it if I grab some videos from the past and if I cut it up into like highlights? Would you guys like that stuff? Oh, nice guy. You gotta get back to drinking, socializing. You fucking degenerate. Degenerate. David, clean your yard, you porch monkey. Look, if I own this, I would be cleaning it, but otherwise I don't really care. Like, my room is pretty clean most of the time. Yeah, that would be fun. Okay, Pliskin says that. I've been like hounded. I'm either like trying to do these streams or I'm busy with school at Harvard and all that stuff. And that's not to mention me helping out with campaigns, and then I have like Emily to have to deal with constantly, and then lastly on my list I have to say hi to my mom, make sure she knows I exist and all of that. So I haven't had a chance to really and not only that, but then I'm doing physical therapy, so I haven't really had time to really do anything. $2 from Victor Rosie. You should record ice raids for content. That sounds dangerous. Oh my gosh, Zeus. That's a little over the top right there. I think you could say it in a funny way rather than in a very, disgusting, mean way. Whoa, $2.
You should record raids for content.
Thank you, Victor. Victor is our top donator. He is the man. He gets me into discords that I shouldn't be in all the time. Would you consider yourself a Proud Boy or more of an alt-righter? I mean, I don't know, like, because I feel like you don't really define yourself. It's others that define you. And I think, like, I'm not a Proud Boy, and I'm not saying that in, like, screw the Proud Boys or anything. I'm not. It's not an organization. Let's see the battery. What's it at? I just had a warning shoot up. Okay. I think I should head inside if we're going to keep talking then. Oh, dang. I guess we'll have to head inside. All right, let me grab this and then I'll answer your question. Oh. All right, guys, we're on the move. We're on the move right now. All right. I had to make sure not to dox anybody. All right, we're back in the same place because I didn't charge. There's so many things to charge. Like, look at this. I have to charge this right now so that I can do IRL stuff. Okay, it's at 3 bars, and this has been here all night. I've been charging my phone, which has been basically dead. So many charges. My phone, which I think I left outside. Now that I think about it. Clean your room. I do clean my... I'm the only one that cleans. Like Emily, you should see her room. It's like garbage. Alright. Your room is dirty as hell. Clean it up. Well, look, this is what I do. I clean on Sunday. And then, like everything. And then on Sunday, it's clean. But then when I get back, like, it slowly becomes dirtier. Wait. Okay, laxative tester. You're saying bad stuff. You'll patrol Emily for me. Good luck. I should clean daily. Nah, I'm like a one time. I clean. I do like it's like binge cleaning. Like it gets really filthy, and then I clean everything in one day, and then it slowly becomes dirty again. You guys are bad. Yeah, we don't think anyone should be genocided. Genocide is bad. It's not a good thing. What was the question? Like, what do I see myself as? Yeah, I said libertarian nationalist, and I feel like that's kind of like in between everything. Because I don't think telling people like I'm all for telling people to like stop being so like degenerate, but I don't think you're gonna get a lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, just go back to these old values." Like I can see you saying, like my version of like trad, or at least what I do is I have the what the ancient Greeks used to say is everything in moderation. So that's kind of how I deal with pleasures, for instance, like alcohol and food and all of these things. It's like if you get too much of it, the pleasure's gone anyway. So you have to very much balance it. Everything in moderation, not too much. Most people and leftists would agree with me on this. It's something that I can push. It's something that I want to push, and stop LARPing as ancient Greek. Hey, that's where Western society started. Okay, so we have to think back. What did the people that created the West? What did they think? What did they do? How did they behave? And I think we should mimic it in at least the most positive ways. Obviously, I don't want to go back to slavery. I mean, slavery is the whole reason why we didn't have the Greeks didn't have steam technology. Like they knew about it, but there was no point in doing it because they had slaves to do everything. Dave is pro-USA and fought for whites on live streams. Christians created the West? No, they didn't. I would argue that they destroyed it because when Constantine came into power and they got rid of all the pagans, was it a big surprise that Rome fell too? So, I mean, at the same time, it is kind of funny because the pagans got taken out by the Christians, and you can argue whether they deserved it or not because they were, killing and feeding the Christians to the tigers and stuff, during the gladiators, and they were just wiping them out all the time and mistreating them. But then once the Christians got on top, then they wiped out. They either convert or change, and they wiped out the pagans, and now the same thing's happening to the Christians. They're getting wiped out by the Muslims, and so it's when you think about religion, all you see is just a lot of it's just a lot of death. David, are you a secret pagan? I think that if you want people to assimilate to your society, I think religion and the state I think it should be interconnected. I think I'm not like hardcore on this, so I could change on it, but I do think that if you look at religion and most societies, it was completely ingrained in the state. Like even in like Athens at the time, like when Socrates was when he was kind of promoting like atheism in a very like small way, that they took that as like a big hit to the state, and then the people are the state, so they took that as a big hit, and I think it is part. I think it's another layer of assimilation. If we had religion, like this is our religion, this is America's religion, this is what we worship, and if you want to come here, you have to worship this religion, and you have to be part of this country, and you have to have this flag. Like the more layers there are, I think the more assimilation works. I think the less layers there are, the less assimilation works. So I think we need more layers. I think having like freedom of religion, it's good, but if you look at those religions and what they promote, it's not necessarily everyone uniting. There's like a layer right there of people that just want to assimilate because they're different. Are a part of the Black Sun. What is that? The only Black Sun I know is I played Dark Souls, and there was this character, and he was called the Black Sun. Zeus Fuentes is a bitch. He's a good guy. I like him. I watch his show. I like his ideology. The paleoconservative stuff that he just did recently is a little cringy, but see, my only problem with Zeus is that what he says, it's just very basic. It's very like, something you would see a low IQ person say when they're angry. If you made it a little bit funny, if you put a little charisma and cleverness in there, I think I'd like him way more. But yeah, if we're talking about religion, I would say if you want people to simulate, you want more things that they have to do rather than less. The less, I think those are the problems causing people to differ. Will's in the house. Hello, Will. Sub if you haven't. I do streams every Friday through Sunday. When I drop 20 IQ points when I get mad. Ohio Norseman. I think I'm different. I think when I get mad, I turn more into a troll, and I get more happy. I think Fuentes needs to get laid. I think so. Is it? Didn't he do a stream like yesterday, which was about his waifu? So I think he would agree with you that about the whole getting laid thing. He has a high IQ, so I think he should have many kids. Many kids. He may be kind of egotistical, but either way, I think he has some genes that need to be put out there. It was a joke. Yeah, but make it a good joke. Make it a good joke, not a shit joke. I don't want shit jokes, okay? I don't like eating shit food. I like high quality food, and I like high quality jokes. I don't like this low IQ garbage, okay? Angry drunk people. Yeah, I don't know too much about epigenetics, but I have heard through an anthropology class I took a couple semesters ago that your behaviors and the things you do in your life can actually affect your children or your children's behaviors through their genes. Oh, you meant having a wife was a joke? See, that's the thing. Have you ever noticed that when people say shit and then you go after them for it and then they just say it's a joke? And it's like, I get it. I've done it. Everyone's done it on the right, but you have to do it in a way that actually looks like a joke. Like you have to say LOL at the end of it or something. Stop, Victor, before you go to hell. Yeah, but when it comes to religions, I think just choose. I think it should be part of your area. I don't think the separation is. I don't think there'll ever be a separation of church and state. It won't. You see groups that have money because they're grouped together through religion, and then they make changes in politics. So separation of church and state will never happen. Just as like all this anti-tribalism stuff will never happen. Am I doing the same thing tomorrow from Victor? I don't know. Most likely, I'd say I'll probably be doing a stream like this. I don't have any plans on doing anything else. I'm trying to get together a group so that we can do some IRL streams. I contacted Shuttershot. He hasn't gotten back to me yet. Shuttershot, Mike Toke said he was down. I have a few other people that would probably be down as well. So I have around like close to probably 10 people that would be down to just walk around, and I'll put a speaker on. I was planning on doing this for a while, but I've had surgery and I've had the brace over there, so I haven't been able to walk around. But I've watched a lot of the Normie Livestream guys, and they have some good stuff that we could bring over. It's why I used Streamlabs now. I think that's something that would make live streams funner in the political sense, because political live streams can get very boring. It's just a lot of just talking. Oh, Brienne's here. Hi, Bran. Do I live alone? I'm not doxing that information, Zeus. You really want to start an Ohio movement, but you're too retarded. Just know what you're talking about and don't spurg out, and that's all you need, really. Do not spur. Yeah, look good. Know what you're talking about, and if you don't know what you're talking about, do not say you know what you're talking about, and don't spurg. Those are the, I think, top things. How's Zach doing? Call him the real baked Alaska. Zach is cool. We're actually gonna go out for St. Patrick's Day. I was gonna do the live stream with him and Mike Tokes, but it's a little far for Tokes, so he had to cancel. And then Zach, we're going, but I don't know if I'll be able to live stream it. So I'll try. I'm gonna try. So you guys might see the buffering, and if it's bad, then I'll just quit. But that's why I'm doing this. But yeah, I think when it comes to religions, I think I basically look at the positives of these things, and I say, let's take all the positive things from all the religions and kind of put it together as to things that people can live by. Because when it comes to religion, I see it kind of from Jordan Peterson's perspective, that all of these things have values and great stories interconnected to them, and I think a lot of these. Oh, you gotta leave? All right, see ya. Yeah, I very much look into Peterson when it comes to religions, though. There's a lot of values, there's a lot of good things interconnected to it. There's a community, there's a society, there's usually a lot of positiveness. Like every time I've met a Christian, they've, like the people, I've seen these like Asian girls walk around, they go up to people and they say, oh, can we do a prayer for you? And they say, if you're interested, want to come to our church. A lot of positiveness, a lot of good things coming. I think that's something that a lot of people like. I've never considered myself. Well, I used to be religious, and I used to be a Catholic, and it just used to make me like not like myself. It's like coming from that like Knight's mindset where you have like a code that you have to live by, and if you don't live by that code, then you'll feel bad. It's kind of like being on a diet, but then you like fuck up the diet because it's super strict. And then one day I just said screw it, and then went in the opposite direction. It made me feel so much better. So, but at the same time, I got away from it, and maybe for like a short amount of time, I considered myself atheist. But then recently, I've been seeing the positiveness of religion, and you have to believe in something, guys. You have to believe in something. If you're saying, "Oh, I don't believe in anything," okay, fine. But usually, people replace religion with like politics or something. There's always something above you that you worship. If you don't worship God, you might be worshiping Dionysus and you don't even know it. Alcohol. You might be worshiping a fucking cheeseburger. That might be your life, is worshiping cheeseburgers and cookies. That's who your gods are. The cookie god and the burger god. I like it that Peterson brought that up. He very much red-pilled me on that. Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, that's what he kind of says it. I mean, he uses all these comparisons to mythology, like, we're fighting the dragon, and the dragon must be killed by the knight, and the knight represents this principled person. He's one person, so that makes him an individual, and the dragon is very big, and it shows a representation of collectivism, and then by the knight defeating the dragon, it shows you that individualism always defeats collectivism. Or I don't even know if that was a good impression, but basically he just makes shit up like that. Atheism is dangerous. Yeah, it said, I saw a study said like 30% of atheists are like serial killers. And then they did another one to ask the atheists what they thought about the connection between them and serial killers, and even atheists thought that there's a lot of them are serial killers. Need to sound more like Kermit the Frog. I probably need to watch a video on Kermit the Frog, and then I could do a little bit better. Yeah, I think one of my favorite things. Oh, what's up, Eric? Sub if you haven't. Uh, but they very much worship nature, and they had a very nice view of it. Whereas, well, I think the whole reason why I say that it makes sense to me why atheists would be serial killers is because basically you can do anything you want and there's no major repercussions other than jail. So it's like there's all these barriers on why you shouldn't. So if you're religious, you have a religious reason why you can't commit crimes, and you have like lawful reasons why. So they have like two different layers that makes it more difficult for them to do a crime. Can they do the crime? Yes, but does it make it more difficult? Yes. Um, but with atheists, they have already one. They only have one, the law. They don't have religion. They don't care about that. So to them, it's like, okay, like I'll go to jail for, let's say, the rest of my life, or I get the death penalty. But they don't really matter to me because in his mind, he would say that if he gets the death penalty, he's not going anywhere anyways. He won't be, he won't be tortured for, forever like religious people. Religious people, if they kill somebody, then in their mind they think, oh, I'm going to hell, and well, I'm going to face the law and I'm going to face the afterlife. But in their mind, they're just facing the law, and obviously the afterlife is more important than the law, because it's like what you might live to 100 years, whereas afterlife is infinite. So, that's why. And then look at like Stalin and these people are all like atheists, mass murdering millions and millions and millions of people. And you can say, oh well, so and so was a Christian, and in the 70s he shot up some place. Okay, I get it. Yeah, religious people can kill too. I think we know that better than anybody with a religion of peace going around. But what we're saying is it's more difficult mentally for a religious person than it is for a non-religious person to commit these crimes. Oh, man. How many nibbas are in the house? Brianne, I think public execution should happen for all murders. Don't use our tax dollars to keep them in the slammer. I agree. I think it's unnatural to keep them alive. Just keep them in a box for their entire life, and then we have to feed them. Are you kidding me? Like in the Wild West, if some guy in some small community raped someone's sister, they would just shoot him and that'd be it. And then not only that, but then the victim would get they would get satisfaction out of it. They would feel better, like justice has been done. But now through the legal process, everyone's got to pay money, and it's just all this garbage, and it's just super unnatural. And then even past that, the liberals are protecting criminals, as they always do, and they're like, oh well, if you got to kill him, you got to kill him with an injection. You can't put a bullet in his head, and then that's the debate, because they'll try to argue that the death penalty costs so much because of the human rights bullshit. But it's like, no, if you rape someone or kill somebody, you're not a human anymore, so you don't get rights. I don't get that. You don't get rights anymore if you break certain laws. In a Christian sense, it's like you're a demon, okay? You're not a human anymore. You gave that up. Yeah, it's like the whole reason why it costs so much is because you won't let us just take them out in a classical way. We can't lynch them or use a guillotine or even use a bullet. We can't do it in a cheap way because you guys care more about the murderers, like the way he gets killed, than anything. Yeah. Okay, just so you guys know, Zeus is a major troll. So to anyone that's like, he's not serious, to anyone that thinks he's serious. I don't agree with that laxative tester. I think doing that to anyone is bad. It's just one of those things that has to happen, though. Just because of the way we're made. Dave, you're a raised Catholic like me. Yeah. I used to think about ways to get around the rules. I was looking at the nitty gritty. So I was like, right hand, huh? That's what it says. So what if, I'm just gonna leave it there. But yeah, I was looking through the book. You know what's interesting too is logic is dictated based off knowledge, and there is no common sense because it's all dictated because there's no common law knowledge really. Emily is religious, I believe. We don't really talk religion, so I don't really know exactly. I think she's Christian, maybe. And I know that she's had some experience lately. Like she had this really bad problem with her leg, and she had these Christians, and they were praying for her and things like that, just being really nice. And she was like, you know what? I really like it that everyone's so nice and they're praying for you and they're being so good. And I thought the same thing because me and her, for the fun of it, just went to like a Mormon church because they had this youth program. And so we went there and we're hanging out with all the people, and everyone was like super nice. And it was a community, and they did these fundraisers and things together. And we both agreed that we're like, yeah, we're not really religious, but like we have to say that it's a very positive environment here. Yeah, her leg's fine and everything. It's just she had this weird spasming that would break out in her leg all the time. It was really weird. But she did some therapy and stuff, and it, it went away. It was really weird, but AJ, what's up? My religion is what is that, LARPer? I'll say it's LARPer. I don't know what Lager is. Is it Lager? Isn't that like a lion of some sort? It's like a hybrid. Oh man, guest, what's up? David, you said earlier that you hate reading books and college is boring, but knowledge is power. You just admitted that. I was saying that knowledge dictates what your common sense is. I like, you see, what I like is and it's gonna sound dumb, but I like listening to a lot of the arguments and that kind of stuff. I can watch the Andy Worski streams and I can get red pilled that way. Um, I can also I learn based off like discussions, mainly discussions and talking to people. So that's why I try to get into debates with people, especially at my school. I join a lot of clubs where I can talk about my beliefs and do. I learn through the conversation. I think reading, grabbing some like 100, 300 page book, it's really boring. I have to just read through that. It's not really my thing. I know other people can do it, and I commend them for that. But I've always been a visual learner, so it's like reading all these big books. I've always been the type to read the back or something. So people are made a certain way, and you're not just going to change that up anytime soon. So I've been this way my entire life. There's no way. It's just I'm just suddenly going to change. I'm not saying I'm pretending I'm smart. I'm just giving my opinions out there. Dave is a jock. Yeah, I used to be. I did. I did. Let's see. I've done like martial arts my entire life. I played basketball most of my life. I played like in high school. I did football, and then I would do wrestling, and then after that I was doing like MMA training for like on and off for like 5 years. So I only stopped in the last 2 years because I ripped my meniscus and I got into politics. So watch the Fight for Speakers Corner tomorrow. If they live stream it, I'll watch. Tommy Robinson's he's got to have the most dangerous life in the world right now. I have to say, it's pretty crazy the amount he goes through. Yeah, he's going through a lot out there. Europe is gone, guys. It's gone. It's like when your people are being like raped and killed, and then you're the one going to jail just for speaking about it. All I can see is a revolution happening. That's it. Like right now, the good thing is some people are going through the process, and they're bringing other people. Like in Italy, they got this new guy in charge. Austria has a new guy. Some governments, like Poland, for instance, they have their shit together and they say, hey, we don't care what the EU or the UN says. We're closing our doors. You have groups like Britain First getting bigger. I don't know how it's going there. They have Brexit, but most of the people are old, so UK's probably gone. They've been so cucked out for years. I live in northern England, and it's slowly creeping here from the south. Oh, that sucks. Try to come to USA if you can, because we have guns here. So if it doesn't matter if these migrants, if they came here, they couldn't get guns. And if something happened, everyone would start buying guns, and we would just be protecting ourselves. It's the whole reason why they're trying to push to get rid of our guns. Because once they get rid of your guns, you're fucked. Unless you're good with a sword or something, then I guess get really good with a sword and get really good with a knife when you walk around is what I'd say. Not only that, but I would rather be shot than have like acid thrown in my face. Like, that's crazy. You don't even own guns? I'm gonna get a gun. Yeah, I'm gonna get one. It's just I don't have a whole lot of wealth right now. Otherwise, I'd have a gun. Shit, I could probably just go. I could just drive like 10 minutes and probably, and they have some areas where you can just get them. David Larp says the samurai. Paul Golding got attacked in jail. Haven't heard about that. They tried to blind baked. Yeah, that's disgusting. I remember when he got hit with that, and I was vacationing with Emily in Vegas at the time. I just felt sick to my stomach that politics was getting that crazy. Guest, what's up? Jaden Franzen is in prison too. Wow. Skinheads in here. I mean skinny. What's up? You guys are full power today, I see. Tommy Robinson tweeted about the Paul Golding attack. Damn. How long? He's in there for years too, right? So his only choice is to probably go join like the skinhead group in there, or the Nazis, or whatever they have in there, to fight to protect himself. James, even if you agree with importing refugees like Germany, they're doing it way too fast. Well, if you're for all that then the best way to go about it would be to obviously you have to assimilate them, right? And if you're going to be bringing in people that aren't even remotely close to your people in looks, in culture, in mindset, in language, in any of these things, they would have to do tests before they come in. They would have to make sure that, hey, you got to speak the language at some point. You just have to learn our culture. You have to learn the way we do things. Like, it would take a really long time of doing it. And even then, I believe a small minority of the people would actually be assimilated somewhat, or at least in a large way. I think the majority of them, they just can't. I don't even think I could just, like, if I went to Japan, I don't think I could just learn the language there. John, be right back. Get my hair did. Okay. Laxative tester, assimilation, race mixing, and then white genocide. Yeah, I don't think anyone has a problem with race mixing. It's just the problem is mass race mixing. It's like, even in the US, people talk about that, and they try to say like race mixing, and it's like, well, race mixing is very low. It's actually the highest in Pew Research in Native American communities. So the indigenous people are basically genocided in like a few generations. They're gone because they're mixing. I don't know who they're mixing with, but they're gone. No one ever had a problem with it as long as it was like a minority, because it's like, you don't want to fix something that isn't broken. So why would you like America has been so successful from the founding all the way for so long, and all of a sudden now you want to start mixing shit around, like, it just seems like someone's gambling, they're winning, and now they want to like bet everything on some stupid crap. Yeah, but like no, like America, the immigration was a white majority country to begin with, all the way up to like 1965. So it's always been white majority, but now they're importing a million immigrants from 85% everywhere else, but where we used to take people, which was what was it like? It was like not. I think it was like Western Europe, not Eastern or something like that. And so now we're taking like everywhere else, like 85%. And so we're taking a million people ever and since 1965. So we've taken over like 50 million people from all, like probably from Africa, from India, from Asia, all these people. And we don't. Who cares about? I don't even know how well they really assimilate. It might just be the illegals where they don't, because there's a lot of communities where you see Mexico flags and they don't even speak English at all. David, what's your IQ? I don't know. I don't know, and I don't have the patience to probably take a long test either. Yeah, but I think everyone would agree that Getty Shock and Dave, it's a good room, clear for the price. The scramble for Africa was a terrible idea. I feel like they was behind it. Stay in your country. Um, I just don't see like how people can say two things on the left. They say this country is a racist country, and it's just so racist and it's so evil, and we're murdering people, and we're colonizers. But then at the same time, when we say, okay, well, let's stop immigration, then they say, oh, well, why don't you let people in here? America is so great. And, like when we try to say make America great again, they're like, America's always been great. But it's like, wait a second. I thought you were just saying it's like racist and we're colonizers and we're evil and all of this. But you want everyone to come here. Like if white cops are killing, or if just cops in general are killing all these black people, why do you want Africans to come here? Do you want them dead? Like, it's like the same thing with colleges. Like these women will say, "Oh well," they'll show out stats saying like 1 in 3 women will get raped while they're in college. It's like, okay, well let's just say that's true according to what you're saying. If you're gonna if there's a high chance you getting raped, why the fuck would you go to college? Why? I don't get it. Like people don't go down to bad areas for a reason because they think something's gonna happen to them. That's why they don't go down to bad areas. It's just this is why the left is losing, and this is why they still have control of the culture, but little by little, they're just going to get swept away. They're trying to hinder the process. They're trying to hinder the process by censoring us, and it'll work for a while. But at some point, once we get our own platforms and they can't do anything, then that's game over. That's game over. You can't beat that. Uh, looks like we're just back to trolls. Hey Zeus, if you wanted to, you can invite more of your people as long as they're not spamming and acting like weetards. Dave, you have a PO box. I will send you a few bucks. I just made a PayPal for Streamlabs. If you want, I can put the link in the Discord, and if you guys ever wanted to donate without doing the super chat stuff, you guys could donate to the PayPal. I mainly created because when you guys donate on Streamlabs, like I didn't know where the money was going, so then I thought, okay, so do I have to make a PayPal so that the money you guys are sending to me actually goes to me? And Zeus, I give you permission to invite the knickers, but they can't act like spurgy retards. And I know that they have the capacity to not act like spurgy retards. So it's like they can act like that over there, but when it comes here, I wouldn't say we're serious, but you know, if they're just spammy acting like you the entire time, I think that's not a good thing. Last time I invited y'all into Nick's server, it didn't end well. Yeah, it's because you guys tend to have a stick up your ass. I think you guys get all like if we say anything that would like counter signal Christians, they get all crazy. Like if we're talking about priest fucking kids, you guys go crazy. Oh, Pink Owl, how's it going? Sub if you haven't. Do I think there's voter fraud? Yes, I think there's. I live in California. Of course, there's voter fraud going on. Are you kidding me? I mean, there was a kid that literally went to jail for it. He was a Democrat. There was male people that got in trouble for it. You know, there was machines flipping votes. You know, Trump supporters saying, "Hey, I voted for Trump," but then I went back and I checked and it said I voted for Hillary. And then you find out, I think there was a George Soros thing that said that like he had a part in the companies that had the machines. And then they got dead people that hundreds or if not thousands of dead people voted for the Democrats. Big surprise. Illegals, the study came out, showed that in 2008, Obama versus Hillary, they said that like it was like 3 to 5 million illegals were approximated to have voted for, I think, Obama or something. I also did poll watching. They told me straight up during training that you're not allowed to ask if someone's legal or illegal. So if someone walks up and there's a board and it has a bunch of names, they can just say, I'm that guy. And you have to give them stuff and they have to vote. There's really it's one of those things where there may be a law against it, but there's no way to actually enforce it. I mean, we have a mayor. I don't know. It's not mayor, but there's an illegal that has some sort of political position in California. This place is turning into like a straight up. It's just this is Mexico at this point. Smedley Do Right. What's up? It's turning into Mexico at this point, and it's like I've talked. There's no other way to really kind of say it. I went up to San Diego when I was just a regular Trump supporter, and man, you just saw American flags on one side and mainly white people, and then on the other side, you had mainly Mexicans with Mexico flags. It was a mini fucking war. And, like, people are throwing punches, people are getting pepper sprayed. You guys can check on the channel here and go really far back, and I was there at the San Diego rallies. I didn't film at the Anaheim one because I just wasn't in the mindset of filming. I just wanted to stand up for Trump, and I bought my first MAGA hat. Unfortunately, I didn't know that the people selling shit was outside. We're just buying cheapo stuff, but some of my hats from China. But it's my first hat. It's gotten stomped out a few times by some people that grabbed my hat, stomped on it. I could run fast, so usually they drop it at some point once they see I'm catching up on them. It almost got burnt one time too because I tried to save this other hat in San Diego. They grabbed this hat off, threw it on the ground. I had to go back for it while I'm holding this other hat that's on fire. I could show you that. I still have it somewhere. It's like straight up on fire. There's a video of me doing it too. I had Emily actually film it. I said, "Hey Emily, these people stole a Trump hat and they're burning it right now. I'm gonna run in and grab it." And then she filmed me do that. And then there's some other guys that I said, "Hey, if I go in there and grab it and these guys try to like stomp me out, you're gonna jump in?" And they say, "Yeah, fuck yeah." So I said, "All right." So then I grabbed it. They threw some punches on my back, but my back is so muscular that I didn't even feel it. And then right when they came after me, they slammed into these bunch of big white guys and some brawls started breaking out. It was fucking awesome, I have to say. It was so crazy. Just... Yeah, that's why when Trump was coming back to San Diego, I had to go back out there. It's tough to see what's going on because like the comments don't last forever, and then sometimes I don't know if like right here guest, I don't know if you're responding to someone else or if you're talking to me. My back is so muscular, cringe. Yeah, it is muscular. I've been doing rowing techniques. I was thinking about joining like the rowing team. I got my pull-up bar right here. Okay, is there any way I could flip the camera? I don't know how to do that, so I probably shouldn't do that. Lisa, hello. So David was brawl bait for Antifa. I don't know. People always want to fight me all the time. People always want to fight me. It wasn't Antifa back then. It was just a bunch of tribalistic Mexicans at the time, like La Raza people, basically. Yeah, that's what I would say. Now it's like Antifa. You go up to Berkeley, there's these guys, pussy ass white people running around with masks on. It's like, the tribalistic Mexicans here and the BLMs, the tribalistic blacks and all of that. They don't wear masks, they don't play any of those games, and it's because they know that if something goes down, if they end up, they know that their people have their back. They know that. Like if it blows up and other people have their back. But it just kind of shows you that whites are so individualistic that they have to wear masks because they know that some shit goes down, no one has their back, really. No strings. What's up? You have a face people want to punch? Probably. I'm all for fighting. Like, once this league gets better, if someone wants to get in the ring, I'm all fine with it. John, let's see. I'm in Cali, and you couldn't be more wrong by the way I personally know a state representative. I don't know what that was. But was that about me bringing up the illegal being in office? Brosuf is in the house. What's up, my man? Blood sports. We need Dave on blood sports. I'm fine with it. I don't know if I'll use a camera though, because if I'm on there, I have to be really good. And I think if I know there's like thousands of people watching, I might spurg a little bit. So if I went on there, I don't know if you'd see this. Mic sounds great. Yeah, I wonder why. Because I'm not using a laptop. But sometimes sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can't. I do have a few other mics though, like actual ones. I like wearing this though. It's very comfy. What does American mean to you? American means someone. Well, instead of saying what it means, I would rather say like characteristics that these people have. I would say it's someone that has like an American flag outside. They don't have two flags, just one flag. They speak English. Typically, I would say they agree with what our country does. So they came here because they wanted capitalism, not European socialism or communism or any of these forms. They came here because they wanted capitalism, and they wanted usually I would say that they probably wanted to be in like a white majority country, whether they knew it or not too. I met a black guy that was saying, there's a video on here where he was like, holy crap, we was elephants, what's up? There's a video of a black guy I met, and he was like straight up saying like, like tell me the demographics of good and bad areas. And like you guys can watch it. And it was like I didn't even know how to respond to it at the time. He actually throws his name out there. I wonder if I should try to like find out who he is and invite him on sometime. We was Romans. Yeah, when in Rome, act like the Romans do, right? That's what you do. And if you can't do that, get the fuck out. The black guy, Rob from Cali. Is he cool? He used to be, I'll tell you that. Would you consider yourself, well, to the people that don't know, or I've been asked this a few times on the stream, and I say that I consider myself a libertarian nationalist, in that I believe that the country and its people should should, and their needs should come first before anyone else's. That is my version of nationalism. And libertarian just means, I'm physically conservative and socially liberal. So I wouldn't define myself here. I don't think people define themselves. It's kind of like giving myself a nickname. It's kind of cringy. I think it's up to other people to define me, So that's what I would say. America's Rome reincarnated. Sort of. David is a progressive. I am about free speech, so. Progressive, regressive. I didn't define myself. I just give my opinions on things. American first, libertarian, white majority. Yeah, I think, how's that even crazy to say, honestly? Because America, when I grew up, I lived in a very multicultural area. I didn't even know what I was technically. I always thought it was like, my mom was super mixed. I didn't know. I just assumed, okay, maybe she's like Mexican, because most people where I lived were basically Mexican. So I just thought I was like half white, half Mexican or something like that. And I lived in a very multicultural area, mainly Hispanic. And yeah, I didn't really have too many interactions with white people. And the ones I did, I think were like probably mixed. But yeah, I come from a very like multicultural background, I would assume. Kind of forgot what my point was, but I basically got kind of brainwashed on the whole like melting pot theory, because I looked around me and I was like, oh yeah, everyone seems to be mixed or something else, so I guess America is a melting pot. And then I heard, I didn't know about the immigration, actually. I never actually saw what it was at the beginning towards what it was to like 1965. And I was like, really? So it was all white majority, like white immigration coming into this country until 1965. And then they just recently changed it. And not only did they change it, it wasn't like taking in, all right, let's take like 1,000 like people to see how it goes. We're taking in a whole million every single year, a whole million. So we've taken in like 50 million, like over 50 million people so far since 1965, a million a year. And then we're surprised that the demographics are changing. And the people back then, from what I've heard, they were told that the demographics wouldn't change. So they were lied to. And not only that, but we're starting to see, race tensions and just a lot of problems that we've never seen before. And yeah, and not only that, but all the debates I've seen, basically everyone agrees that everyone's basically for like a white majority and all that. But I don't know how that's going to happen, because all the people that are coming in this country only care about their own self-interests of themselves and their people. So what you're going to see in probably the next like 50 years is a bunch of people are going to group up, they're going to get tribal, and they're all going to take a piece of the pie, and then we're going to see what happens from there, is what's going to happen. That's just what I've seen it. I live in a multicultural area. I'm not one of these shit libs living behind gated communities that I'll give my opinion on things. It's like, no, I've lived my life on this. I know it's not everybody that lives like that, but I mean, according to the voting records and to the values of the people, it's all different, because everyone is different. So the problem on a philosophical level is just you want to bring in people that are similar, not different. And we used to have that mindset before 1965 on bringing people here that were similar. I would say to a degree that I would be totally fine with bringing in Asia, because in a lot of ways, Asians and whites get along very well, if not more so than whites and whites. I've seen it. And you're starting to see that a lot with a lot of older white guys, is they're with white women. They deal with all this. Hey, I'm a strong, independent woman. They say, see ya. They get some Asian lady that's very feminine, very submissive, and then that's where they live the rest of their life. I had a philosophy teacher that went through that exact process. White guy, had money, dealt with the independent and strong woman, won't make sandwiches. See ya. Got some, some lady from Taiwan or I don't know, and then he's married to her now. I've seen some other people. I used to live in some beach areas for a while, and you see that it's very rampant. And then not only that, but I saw Fuentes, for all you Nick fans out there. Fuentes brought that up. All right, see Zeus. Fuentes brought that up, that actually whites and Asians get along better than whites and whites do. So I say this: if you want to mix up. Don't mix down if possible. Asians have a lot of great qualities that whites don't. They have honor, loyalty, less on the individualism, more on the collectivism, which is good. Because whites are more individualistic. They don't team up. Look at the right. How many ideologies do we have? How many civil wars have we had on the right? All this fighting. We need more people grouping up together and getting shit done. A lot of Asians are good at that. I mean, they're too loyal. They're too collective, though, in a lot of ways. Like, they're literally kamikaze. I mean, we talk about Muslims, but kamikaze, I mean, that's what the Asians did all the time, right? The betterment for the whole. If they did something, if they broke a principle, or if they were supposed to do something they didn't, like, Warriors Code, for instance, then you might have to, what was that called? Harakiri? Is that like basically suicide? A lot of honor, they have a lot of good things that the white culture doesn't have, that we're very, very weak on. And I think that's a good mix. The rise of the Happas, I wouldn't be against that. And not only that, but the kids, they come out looking like anime characters. I saw one kid and I said, Jesus, that kid looks like Ryu from Street Fighter. Asians and whites are perfect opposite. No, I would say if we're talking about opposites on a racial way, I would think that blacks would probably be the opposites of whites. And I think most people think of it that way. I would think Europeans and blacks would be at the end of each spectrum, and then you would probably go like maybe like Hispanics, and then like maybe like Indians, and then probably like Asian, like East Asians, and then I don't know how it would go exactly, but it's similarly like that in my mind. Asians and whites have the most in common culturally. Yeah, I would say Asian and white relationships have never really been bad. The only things that we've ever fought over is like efficiency. Like, I know in immigration we had to kick out the Chinese because they were way too good at their jobs. Oh, seppuku. Okay, thanks, James. Yeah, so we've always competed on an economic level. In a war level, the Europeans have always smashed them now. We smashed the Japanese. I think it's the same thing. Also, in martial arts, I see is the Asians create martial arts because they tend to be smaller people, so they have to fight smarter. They can't fight like a giant Viking guy in a stupid, just overpower you way. But you do see it in martial arts that if you watch the UFC, anyways, I don't know if that's the best way to think of it, but if you watch the UFC, there's not a lot of Asians in there, and the ones that do, they get stomped out pretty quick. I think the best one that I know of is the Korean Zombie, but I think that's the most well-established Asian guy in it. I think when it comes to athletics, you see like whites and blacks tend to be on the top. Huns are Asian blacks. I know some people, they say that what is it? There's a certain Italian that's technically considered like the dark version. The Oh man, just my mind went blank on that. Usually that's like one of my go-tos when I talk about that. What is it? It's like the mafia. That was Sicilian. There you go. Hey, laxative tester. No, I will fight you on that. I will never let you exterminate the Asian people because then you exterminate like so many cool things that I like. So I will fight you to the death. I married a Hapa. Michelle Elephant, awesome. Emily is I think she tells me she's a Quappa. She's like 25% Asian because her mom was a Hapa. So then she's like 85%. So me and her had a child. I don't know what that would be because I'm like 72, maybe 74% white if you consider the legal definitions of things. In the future, we'll all be Asian. Hey, oh, Mike Farron, what's up? I actually a lot of people aren't talking about that, but yeah, China, they want to take over the fucking world. I watched a video. It was actually thrown out there by Breitbart where they had a video where blacks, every single race, and they were looking at the China flag and they were all speaking Chinese. They were all speaking Chinese. Like it was like if that's not colonization, I don't know what the hell is. Um, I don't know what the hell is. No one has a problem with it when it's someone that's not Europe. Even though every single group has tried to colonize throughout all of history, the only difference is some groups are better at it than others, and then that's what the whole crybaby game is over. I actually did a little bit of research into colonization, and it looks like it actually brought more. It actually made the areas better, and then them leaving made it worse. Like look at India under British control, and then look at it after. Everyone's drinking shit water. They're overpopulated. From what I've heard, everyone's racist there. I think they have like it's probably worse or like it's just a disgusting place from what I've heard, which sucks because it's one of those places coming from a martial arts background that you think of as a very spiritual place. Like you can go there for like just like spiritual living. When I think about spirituality, you think of like India. When you think about like India or like East Asia kinds of places. So, I choose whatever works. I choose whatever is the most efficient. Yeah, let me ask you guys a quick question before we get out of here soon. What's the main problem with Russia? I don't really get it. Sean Perry, what's up? You were in India 1994, shit everywhere. There you go. The Buddhists killing Muslims? Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah, the Buddhist nationalists. That's what they call themselves, I think. And I'm totally in support of it because what is it? Again, it's people taking care of their people first. He's like, I'm taking care of my Buddhist friends no matter what. And if I got to take out some non-Buddhists to protect them, then I'm willing to do that. And the news and all these people, they're so cucked and they're so afraid of Islam that they will appease them with everything. They'll denounce every other group because they're so afraid. Like remember that French place that did a comedy skit or a comedy picture of Muhammad, and then some people ran over there and shot the place up? That's what it is. It's just a bunch of people. They're just scared. There's no problem with Russia. Russia is setting the model for nationalism, counter to globalism. Russia is a great place. I actually met two Russians the other day when, to the people in the Discord knows, I went on this little vacation with Emily and to infiltrate this normie college place. But yeah, I talked to two Russian guys, and fuck, like I could talk to them about Trump. I could talk to them about migration. I could talk to them about Islam. They were totally on board. So smart. Putin wants to rebuild Soviet Union. I don't think so. Why would you want to rebuild something that failed? I don't get that. I think Putin's way too smart. I don't know what Russia's political system is. I don't know any of that stuff, but I don't think he would want to build the Soviet Union. Communism doesn't work. It literally doesn't. The only people that think it works are just a bunch of people with their heads stuck up their ass. From what I've heard from documentaries, he's very pro Christianity, very pro Christianity, super trad. to the point where like feminists are getting beat down and censored in his country. If you have to censor someone, censor those pieces of garbage. Um, the women there are pretty and they're not hateful and angry. They actually have their hair going, they're happy, they're living their gender roles the way they're supposed to be. I don't know. There's so much stuff about Putin because like Obama was saying something like he'll have more flexibility to help them, but then you see videos where he's like talking shit about like globalists and stuff, and you're like, yeah. And then now the left says that they hate him. They basically want us to go to war with him. So then that gives me another thought process. And then you see what's going on there, and you're like, oh, there's a lot of traditionalists, a lot of healthy things they're promoting in this culture. They have they make sure that the Muslims in that culture are very disciplined and they don't get out of line. Um, a lot of pro things going on there. So I don't know. It's just very weird because it's like why would Obama want to give them more flexibility? And then I know Hillary sold them uranium. So I don't know. It's probably just Russia, and it's just they're being tribal and they care about their people. So they don't care what they have to do to get what they need. If they can get some weapons from some dirty, filthy, leftist Americans, then they'll probably do it, as long as it helps them and their people. So I don't think we have a problem with him. I think Putin, from what I feel from his behaviors and interactions and information that I currently have, I think he's a pretty good guy. That's what I get. He's a pretty good guy, and I feel like he's fighting the globalists, and that's why the globalists are telling us to kill him. That's what's going on. Anytime the news is telling us to kill somebody, I'm like, we need to second guess that person, and we need to really evaluate this person. We really do. If the news and Hollywood is telling us to make fun of this guy and kill him, we have to really look at it. Yeah, I'm not the best person to ask about the whole Assad and all that stuff. I can give my opinion, but I'm not the best expert on it. I can't explain in detail. There was that guy David something. He went on. He's going to debate Halsey. Like, it was very hard to listen to him. He was very C-SPAN-y, but I'm hoping that he wrecks Halsey. I think he's going to do well. I'm not going to say that we was the offense because I can't. I don't know, because some people say. I think I saw a report from Mattis saying that the chemical weapons never happened, but then some people say, I don't know. It's not going to be my hill to die on, basically. Do you think North Korea has a right for self-determination? I don't. I don't know enough. It's like a very isolationist country. I don't know if the reports of people being starving and having, if they're starving and having like parasites in their body, I don't know if that's actually happening. And then, we saw that video of that guy running away. I mean, if the country's so great, if everything is a lie and it's so great, then why would this guy be running away? And then if he was running away and everything's so great, when they say like, all right, screw you, get the hell out of here, instead of shooting at him. So I don't know. There's other people, if they want to debate that to the death, they can. That's not really my field to really fight. But all right, so I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna head out, and then if I test the stream and it seems like it's fine, I'll do it. But if not, I won't. Mike Farron, North Korea is a religious cult. I don't know what to believe nowadays. I used to take everything they said as like, oh yeah, I was never a full retard where I would just completely eat it, but I would second guess things and things like that. But, now knowing all the garbage that they've been faking and twisting and everything like that, I don't believe any of it. Ohio Norseman. Yeah, I'll have a nice day. Smedley do right. The soldier was shot. Full of tapeworms and stuff. So I don't know. It's tough to know because we know we can't trust the news and all these places. But at the same time, like, is the information 100% false, or is it just twisted? All right, guest. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I'm gonna do another stream tomorrow. and it's probably gonna be similar to this, but who knows? Yeah, I'm gonna go see. I'm gonna go enjoy St. Patrick's Day. Oh, here's my shirt, by the way. I don't think I'll wear it because it's so cold now, but maybe I should have this as like the live stream picture or something, a thumbnail. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna head out. What has this been, an hour? Maybe a little bit over an hour. So gave that guy to you. Gave this stream to you guys. Want to make sure I had some content out there. Wear it over a hoodie. That's kind of weird to do. Yeah, I'll wear something. I'm not trying to look too good though. Remember, I'm not single here. Be Irish while you can. Yeah, I'm like what, 19% Irish? Yeah, all right guys. I'll see you. Possibly there'll be a stream. I'll have my phone fully charged, and I have a battery. So I'll tweet. If you guys get in the Discord if you want to know. If you're in the Discord, I'll send an announcement. You'll know. If not, hit the bell on YouTube so that when I do stream, you'll get notified. That's the best way to go about things. That's a black pill, Mike. Fair, definitely black pill. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. And for all you people, if you can, stay white. All right? See you guys.